Hello, everyone. Karen Glasser here, and welcome to The Little White Lie. I am so excited. We have some of the top stylists and image people in the world right here on this recording with me, and I'd like to introduce them quickly, and then we're going to jump right in and have what I hope will be a conversation that you can take with you when you go out into the world, into shopping, into your style, wherever you're going, so that you can have some really powerful images and powerful thoughts to hold you up. So right up here in the top left-hand side, right to my side, we have Carrie Lachelle, and she is a certified image consultant. Hi there, Carrie, and she's the author of the #1 international best-selling book, The Outside Inside Magic of a Great Image. Carrie is the past president of AICI, and she is a certified image consultant through the Stoltz Image Institute and the Style for Hire with Stacey London. Thank you for being here with us, Carrie. And right below Carrie, we have Lauren. Hi, Lauren. Lauren teaches the art of being your very best self from the inside out right now. Lauren teaches her clients from across every continent and industry, from Disney to American Express, Bulgari, and Pfizer. She is a past president of the AICI, I think there's a theme here, and is the resident image expert for Career TV and the Lifetime TV series, Remake My Life. Awesome. Thank you for being here, Lauren. Right below Lauren is Huda Baak is an international speaker, image and brand strategist, and also an author. She has spoken before thousands of professionals, worked personally with over 700 clients, and has appeared on numerous radio and television business talk shows in the San Francisco Bay Area. So I'm so happy that you're here with us, Huda.
Thank you.
And directly to the side of Huda, we have Laurie Brucker of Laurie B. Style. Hi, Laurie. Good to have you here. It's all about Stylepowerment. She was named LA's top personal shopper and stylist by Angeleno Magazine, LA's best personal stylist for CBS, LA's go-to stylist for the Los Angeles Times, and style ambassador for the outlets of Tejon. And I'm going to visit you when I,
Yeah, please do.
Absolutely. And right above Laurie, we have Lisa Fisher. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for joining us. Lisa is a wardrobe and image consultant business to help women fall in love with their appearance again and to love the woman in the mirror. And wouldn't we all like to be able to do that? Lisa is the author, speaker, and the creator of Live Image Strong, a safe place for women to gain styling education, resources, and tools to live in alignment from the inside out. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're all here, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I asked all of you, the best of the best, to join me, and my dogs, to join me as we talk today about women and aging and how has it changed throughout the years. And I have a question to throw out to all of you, and that is, in the Clairol days, you were confined to wearing subdued colors and dress like your age, whatever that meant. What's it like now? What do you think it's like now, Carrie?
I think it's really important to just find your personal style and represent that well, no matter what your age. So if you are, have a little bit more of an edgy kind of fun look, to do that, and if you want to go gray, find a haircut that makes that fit into your personal style and really rock that. And I think that's one of the most important things with aging, is really showing up and representing yourself and your personal brand as how you want to be seen by the rest of the world, and following your intuition on what that is for you.
I really like that. Lauren, how do you feel about that?
I think in the Clairol days, there was no such term as personal brand. Nobody really understood what that was. Nobody was taking time to design themselves the way products are done. Today, it's very much a concept everywhere you go. And women especially, having been through that era, or even if they haven't, are much more aware of the fact that they're designing their lives. They're making different choices in the work that they do and how they spend their time. They're designing their lifestyle, and they're taking time to design their look to go with that whole lifestyle.
Absolutely. Huda, what's your opinion about all this?
Well, I'm going to piggyback on Lauren, because a lot of what's happening now is that it used to be you're a certain age, then suddenly you're going to start wearing mauve, and that's it. And it's changed so much because we're speaking up, we're standing out, and it's no longer okay to just be invisible, although that's a big part of it, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But for me, I just want to say that aging is not just physical, but it's spiritual. And not any kind of religious order, but it's a spiritual thing that happens to a lot of us where we do suddenly decide that, oh, maybe I'm less than, maybe I do want to step back a little bit and become a little more invisible, and we begin to hide. And that's what I want to see different.
I love that. Laurie, how do you feel about all this?
Well, I've seen with my clients that, for whatever age they are, if they've hit their 50s or 60s, that they may be numerically 50 or 60 or 70, but they don't feel that age.
Yes.
And I think that what ends up happening is, with knowing that you're X age, that we're supposed to start doing it this way or another, but they don't feel that way. And they actually get stuck not knowing where to tread with their style. So, it's such a young, vivacious culture we have now. We are aging, but we still feel young, and being able to express that in your wardrobe is what we can do, especially as all of us as image consultants can show our clients how to do, and really to tell every woman out there that no matter what age you are, you can be everything you feel that you are through your wardrobe.
I love that. Love that. Lisa, how do you feel about all this?
Yeah, such a great question. I'm a huge proponent of the idea of who are you, where are you going, and how are you going to get there. And being a woman who just turned 50 myself, and I look back at my life and I see myself, I've gone through the career years, the raising kids years, and now I'm in the empty nester years. That beauty and aging is all about showing up today in alignment with where you're going. And then as an image consultant, I'll help you to figure out how you're going to get there in terms of how you're wanting to show up. So beauty and aging, I just remember watching my grandmother as I'm looking through the Sears catalog, while she's making dinner. And I think of it today, and I watch my own kids watching me make dinner, and they're flipping through the magazines.
Right.
And it's kind of the same thing, but I think today it's about who you are and being in alignment.
I totally agree with what you're all saying. I mean, Lauren, you already mentioned that the two of us are in that 60, range. And what I've noticed is that up until I turned the big 60, I was kind of caught up in the, am I supposed to wear different shoes? Now that because I used to wear 5-inch heels, and up until a couple of years ago, I was like, there's no way I'm not going to wear 5-inch heels, because if I stop wearing 5-inch heels, that means I've gotten old. I mean, that was my mindset, that somehow wearing something that was less than a high heel made me old because I wasn't able to wear them. But I made the choice not to wear them anymore, and I'm not feeling like I'm old. What do they say? Today's 40 is yesterday's 20, or whatever that expression is.
Yeah.
I look at age as an attitude more than anything else.
Yeah.
And it's obvious that I'm here for a reason, because it is my little white lie. My little white lie happens to be my white hair. And I am embracing this fully, even though I'm on a camera almost every single day. There's something about just saying, I'm going to make you be okay with this. This is who I want to be. This is who I'm going to be and how I'm going to show up. So the next question really goes right into that, and is, what kinds of things do your older clients come to you for? And what kind of advice do you give them based upon the concerns that they have? Lauren.
So I'd say the first one is, what do I do now? I don't know this body. My body is different. My hair is changing. My skin tone is shifted. And I get all this advice, and it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't fit together. So in the image professional world where we all sit, the goal is to be able to be the one in the know, be able to look at the whole picture, look at the whole person from the inside out, and really guide them through that nightmare that is now their closet, through the conundrum that is their hair and makeup regimen, whatever that is. So they come for that moment of transition that says, I'm still the person I was, but I look in the mirror and I don't see her anymore.
Oh, I love that. I look in the mirror and I don't see her anymore. I resonate with that. Laurie, what kind of things are your older clients asking you?
Well, they're really looking for, it's really like almost fighting what they were once told that they're supposed to be doing. So with regards to color, they should be wearing X color, mauve or dusty blue, and they put these on and they don't feel, it feels old to them, but they don't know what they're allowed to do. So what I tend to find is I'm doing a lot of coaching on, let's just
like start fresh. Let's just forget everything you once knew about fashion, style, and rules and throw it out the window, and let's build up based on who you are. So brighter colors make your cheeks a little pinkier. You know, how vibrant blues will make your eyes pop. How can we use your skin tone, your hair color, and who you are today to really create a vibrant look for you? So when you look in the mirror, you do see yourself as vibrant, brighter, and more beautiful. And that's really where we start driving our work towards, together.
So Huda, what do your clients say to you of the older variety?
I work more with corporate women, and so I deal a lot with women who are feeling being aged out of the market. And it's so sad to me because they tend to think of themselves as needing to compete on an age factor, and you'll never be able to compete on an age factor with a 25-year-old. And these are women who are like late 50s or early 60s. And so what my personal thing is just to have them not compete on age, but to compete in terms of like what they have, the experience and the connections and the professionalism. And on the flip side of that is that they're pretty much always going to be able to outdress and outshine the other person because of the experience alone.
Right.
And the one thing that I would say to every woman, whether she's working or not, is to not shop with a teenage daughter, because she's going to take you to a different set of stores. And even if you have great legs, and I'm thinking of a 57-year-old client that I have who looks amazing, and she wears very, very short denim skirts and not even like with tights or something. And so try not to look too young. And by that, I don't mean contemporary. Contemporary is great, but not to look like a teenager or a 20-year-old.
Great advice. I love that. Lisa, what do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel that some of the older clients, their concerns, and I'm an older client, right? It is, oh my God, I have this closet that no longer serves me because I didn't learn along the way, in regards to shopping, how to shop for my shape, my best colors, and what's appropriate for what venue. So we're 50, 60 years old, and we have a closet that really doesn't serve us, and we only really wear probably 20% of what's hanging in our closet. And so my big fat hairy deal is all about what's that 80% of the other items that are in your closet? What are we doing with that? And why? And can we repurpose it? A different angle to bring it back so you can use it. So let's take a look at that. And if not, let's clear it out. Let's get rid of the crap that doesn't serve us anymore. And let's truly and innately find what does serve you. And then like the other gals, that is the journey.
Love that. Love that. Carrie, how do you feel? What happens when you have an older client come to you and trying to figure out how they're going to show up?
Well, for me, I think, I too work with a lot of professional and corporate people, as well as, entrepreneurs and that kind of thing. And so, and a lot of them are going through the struggle that everybody has mentioned, so I won't mention that again. But, for me, it's really about helping them find out, how do you want to be seen and how do you want to show up? Do you want to be approachable? Do you want to be trustworthy? Do you want to be knowledgeable? Do you want to be seen as professional? What is it? How do you want to be seen? And then helping them make that transition from, how they want to be seen with their clothing, with their hair, and all of those things. Because I think the key is really expressing who you are, kind of like I said earlier. And, then it's not even about age. It's about, showing up how you feel and want to be seen.
Absolutely. My mother turned white when she was 30. And so when I started to turn white when I was 30, I did what probably a lot of us would have done back in that time. And that was go get myself right to the hairdresser and start coloring that white, because at least in my day and age, when I turned 30, the idea of walking around with white hair, it wasn't going to fly. It just wasn't going to fly. At least in my head, it wasn't going to fly. So I started coloring my hair, and now I find myself 30 years later not wanting to do that every 3 weeks. Just imagine the amount of money that I've spent and the amount of chemicals that I put into my head, that now I am embracing the white. And yet I find that even in this society of all of us saying we're going to step out into who we are, there are still a lot of people out there that feel that A, they know how we should be looking, and B, they think it's okay for them to tell you that. Do you think that the societal norms are changing? Do you think it's true though, right? It's true. People, I find it very odd that people they have no qualms about telling you that your hair, I had somebody say to me, yes, your hair is going to be great. You should never have colored your hair as dark as it was. Well, okay.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you for sharing. But it's that kind of thing. So do you think the societal norms are changing? Do you think that women are giving themselves permission more now to show up differently than they might have in the past? Lisa, why don't you go first?
I think it's a great question. I think there's a couple things that come into play: your demographics, your socioeconomic background, as well as your vertical of business. Mm-hmm. Are you on television? Are you on radio? Are you behind the scenes, in front of the scenes? What's expected in that role? And then also showing up authentic to who we are. Mm-hmm. And if there is a conundrum around, the ideal look this company or business is looking for, if we don't fit that, then understanding that and or being yourself, and the people around you kind of need to get over it.
Right. Deal with it.
One of my best friends and amazing client has purple hair. Okay. And she's a dramatic fashion style, and her personality matches that as well. And she's a solopreneur, entrepreneur. And yet when she worked in a company, there was that minute of, who are you? Mm-hmm. So understand whatever those social norms are. I think in a bigger perspective, we're all giving everyone a little bit more room to be an individual in today's era, but we also need to understand first impressions are first impressions.
Absolutely. Well, but wouldn't you agree? I mean, to respond back to that, it's not just a matter of having the white hair. It's the first impression. How do you put yourself, the whole self together, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Huda, what do you think about societal norms?
I almost wanted to say something first that's a little bit like when you and I met last week for the first time via Zoom like this. And what was the first thing that we had said to one another? I come to you and I say, I texted you and I said, now, usually I'm going to look a lot better. I'm going to give you a warning. That was my word. I said, I'm going to give you a warning that I'm not able to do my hair. I've got a broken arm and I'm using my left hand, so I can't. This could be natural hair. And it's going to take me like 10 minutes, but I'll put on mascara, And so it's like, and then you started to tell me, oh, but don't worry, I have this white streak. And this societal thing, it makes me wonder. Now, I'm not American. I mean, I've lived here now half my life, but it's very different here than it is in the Middle East and in Europe. And so here we tend to not judge each other a lot of times based on our looks. It's the physical image, right? And whereas I think back in the Middle East, my grandmother was an exalted position. I remember, because of my dad's business and such, we had a lot of celebrities and ambassadors and such around us. And my grandmother would sit, and all these people would be sitting all around her and on the floor and looking up at her while she recited prose and proverbs. And it didn't matter what kind of poetry. But it makes me to tears now to think of that. Whereas here, it's very different. You've started to show white. Oh, you need to be relegated to a little bit behind the scenes. And it saddens me a lot to see that. So
that's very good insight. Very good insight. Carrie, what do you think about societal norms?
I actually kind of do think they're changing some. I think that people are embracing, now granted I'm living here in California, so I might be having a different experience with my clients than some other people are having living in other places. But, we've gone to, a more relaxed dress code in most of the, even corporations around here, which has been, very eye-opening and changing. But I really think if you're representing yourself and rocking that style of yours, whatever it is, I think that, and you own it and you exude it with confidence, I think that's accepted, at least here where I am. Mm-hmm. And so for me, it's really teaching the women that I work with, you know, to find what that is and really embrace it, because once you do, that's when you see the self-confidence happen, and all the shifts start to change in terms of how you start to feel about yourself, which, you know, creates career growth and all of those kinds of things.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because when I first started doing this, my first thing that I did was go out and buy 3 hats.
See, that's not rocking.
Honest to God. It was the very first thing I did, because of course I said in my head, I do video, it's evergreen. Just because I'm going through this now, do I want forever people to watch me go through this? So I'm going to wear a hat. And I put a hat on, and I did a couple things with a hat, and I realized I'm hiding. You're totally hiding me. I'm hiding me. You can only see up to here if you go and look at pictures on, you know, social media. I took the hat off, and to your point, there was such an empowering feeling that I had when I realized I was going to show up. I was confident. I don't even think about it anymore. And I have, since I made that step, I have not had anyone say one disparaging thing, not even, oh, you know, you're growing your roots out, maybe it's time to go get the color. Not a person. So to your point, I think that is at least for me, it's true. Lauren, what do you think?
I think it's up to us to make the change.
Okay.
I think it's up to us, like you're going through it now. My sense is that people respond, or they offer unsolicited opinions a lot when they think you don't know. Right? When they think that, oh, it's an accident. She doesn't see her roots, right? She doesn't realize that she's got half an inch of growth. But now that you've got 3 inches, they figured out that, oh, wait, she has to know this is not by accident. So they think they're doing you a favor at first. What I really loved is when, like Lisa said, her client who has the purple hair, I've got a number of attorneys who have gone into rainbow hair and colored, and they'll do little, you know, green coming down from behind, or we'll do a little whole, you know, color shift. These are women who are prepared to, again, shift their lifestyle to the way they want it to be. It's all about designing your life, designing your look from the inside out, knowing who you want to be, how you want to be known. At the same time, it's empowering the generations that are coming up behind us, because we have achieved. And I believe that once, especially women, men also, but especially women, once you've achieved a certain level, you have also achieved the responsibility to show up at that level, to step out of that intermediate growth period and really own where you are, own that you've gone through the startup phase, the child rearing phase, you're into this 3rd phase, or no matter where you are, it's about being clear on who you want to be and how does that look. I would say that a lot of women fall down when they say they know who they want to be, but they haven't taken the time to get the look that actually represents them. So they have their old selves trying to represent their new self, and that will never work. So
got it. Somebody wants to join us, I think.
Please, that was me. Sorry, guys.
So, Laurie, what do you think? What do you think?
Well, like Carrie, I'm also in California, and I'm in the heart of Los Angeles, where there's really this, there's so many women out there that are embracing themselves. And you also have the whole celebrity factor, where the women that are aging in the celebrity world, and they're dressing to empower their bodies and themselves, and watching them on the red carpets wearing slim dresses and owning who they are, whatever figure they are, is really inspiring to, you know, the women that are watching. And I think so. What Huda said earlier, there's like a spiritual awakening happening. You know, I think that there's the women who have come to terms with, like, I've evolved, life has changed, something has to change, and I need to take care of me. And that, like, self-care factor really comes into play. And I think that's when they start exploring, well, what can I do? Well, maybe I don't know my body. Maybe I do need to find what this is for me. And it's out there. And then you're right, there is this whole other side of we're scared to be judged. We're so scared to be judged, even in all generations are, all ages are. Especially I find in Los Angeles, where beauty and fashion and that materialistic side of the wardrobe part is is really on the forefront for a lot of people, not everybody. You know, I've been fortunate to work with so many women that aren't in that vein. They see that and they're like, well, how do I do that for me so I can feel like that every day? Because I want to look like I feel like that, you know. And so it's really, it's an awakening that's out there. And I think that the more women that embrace it, empower themselves, build their look to express who they are, it's going to continue to inspire more and have this beautiful waterfall effect from that.
I mean, I'm sure I can see everybody nodding. We all agree with this. I mean, and there's two, I mean, so you talked about some of the amazing women, older women that are showing up, actors and actresses, Helen Mirren and Nichelle Nichols and Jamie Lee Curtis. And now we look at Cindy Joseph, who is, you know, the makeup artist that started years and years ago. And when she turned 49, she had already gone completely white, and she was walking down New York, one of the New York streets, and she was approached by an agent for Dolce & Gabbana, and she ended up being a model for them. I mean, there's for me, I think there definitely is a shift that women are saying, or Alicia Keys, who doesn't wear makeup anymore. Right. I mean, there is definitely a shift, and I think it takes people that are in the limelight, in the camera, that give permission to all the rest of us who maybe need somebody to say, it's okay. You can show up exactly how you want to show up. I asked my mom about the whole gray hair thing because she turned gray at 30. Why didn't you color your hair? And it was really interesting. She said, well, number one, who had time for that? I had 4 kids. She said, but more importantly, she said, it was really interesting. She said, nobody in my crowd, and a lot of people were starting to go gray. Everybody was gray. Nobody actually, and she's 81. So I, you know, go back 50 years. Nobody was actually, you know, going and doing all this, even though the media might have us believe, Clairol, that in order to be young, you need to color your hair. Here's a woman who didn't color her hair, and she didn't even know she was supposed to. And she's so white-haired that she looks like she frosted her hair. I distinctly have memories of coming home from school and saying, Mom, did you frost your hair? And she would say, frost my hair? Why would you ask me that? She goes to my friends. My friends asked, your mom has really pretty hair. Does she frost it? And back in the day, that's what they called it. Right? Frosting your hair. Very, very interesting. I want to ask each and every one of you one final question. And before you answer the question, I would like you to give everyone your website, even though I want everyone who's watching this to know that right below all of this information, how to get in touch with each and every one of these amazing image stylists will be in there. But when you give your answer for this question, just give your website so that people can immediately know what they need to go do and check you guys out. So we're going to start at the very top with Carrie, but here's the question. What's one thing that you would like your client to know about aging and beauty? One thing.
Okay, so I'm Carrie Lachelle. My website is www.suchsavvystyle.com, and you can contact me on there. The one thing I think I would want people to know is really spend some time in figuring out who you are and how you want to be seen, and then put the work into all the details that can help you be seen in that way, so that you are truly, you know, shining your light in the world the way that you are supposed to be and the way that you want to be. And, you know, my book is called The Outside Inside Magic of a Great Image. And sometimes it really does take a little bit of a transformation on the outside so that we really start to believe that we are amazing on the inside as well.
That's beautiful. Thanks, Carrie. Lauren.
I'm Lauren Solomon. My website is laurensolomon.com. And I agree with everything that Carrie just said. And the one thing that I would add is that your power is from the inside out. And the way that we actually exert that is from the outside in. And what you see in the mirror will influence who and how you are every day. So love what you see in the mirror, be your very best friend, and take the time to make sure that you are representing who you truly want to be.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. Huda, what is your thought and your website?
The website is my full name, so it's hudabaak.com, which is Huda, B for boy, AAK. And I want to reiterate what you guys just said. It's beauty is an inside job. And you already talked about that. I would like to leave with this one thing that is so dear to me and has been throughout my 27 years in this business. And that is from the poet Rumi. And he says, I am not my hair. I am not my skin. I am the soul that lives within. Mm. And I cannot say it better than that. We can see all these changes on the outside, but who you are, all your accomplishments, all your gifts and talents, that will never go away. Bring that with you. And that's what it's all about.
Thank you. That's really beautiful. Thank you. Laurie.
Yes, well, I'm Laurie Brucker, but my website is Laurie B Style. That's how everyone calls me, Laurie B Style. And it's lauriebstyle.com. And agree with everybody, very much so. For me, very similar to what you ladies are saying, is that's, for me, style comes from within. And as an image consultant, I've never been a proponent of fashion, where that's the tangible clothes, but I'm more of a proponent of style, which is how you take the tangible and make it an expression of who you are. It's an intangible thing. And to create that for yourself is the most empowering thing you can do, and a self-care moment for yourself every morning as you step out for your day. So Stylepowerment can change the course of your morning, your day, and your life.
Love that. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Lisa, your website, and what is your thoughts on this?
Yes, my name is Lisa Fisher, and my website is lisafisherstyling.com. And there, on the front page, there is a body shape quiz and an opportunity for a discovery session with me. And my statement, my message to women is, girlfriend, we need to show up unapologetically around who we are, and together learn how to do that in alignment with who we are on the outside, in alignment to who we are in the inside.
Oh, I love this. And I have to pat myself on the back, because obviously I picked some amazing women to join me today on The Little White Lie. I want to thank you. I know that you are all very, very busy. You took time out of your day to join me today, and I want to thank you. And I want to thank everyone out there for taking time out of your day, because we know you have a choice as to how to spend your time. And we want to thank you for spending it with us. See you next time on the next Little White Lie. Goodbye, everyone.